On a rainy Tuesday evening in Portland, Oregon, the kind of evening where tired people keep their heads down and rush home, Emily Parker was finishing up her shift at Maple Street Diner. She was 26, working double shifts, exhausted, and trying her best to keep her dreams alive. Life hadn't been gentle lately. Medical bills for her mom, 2 jobs, and the rent increase that nearly broke her, yet she still greeted every customer with the same warm smile. Her co-workers used to tease her, "Emily, you're too kind. This world doesn't pay kindness back." But she always answered, "Maybe not today, but kindness always comes around." That night, just past 8 p.m., a man stepped into the diner. His clothes were soaked from the rain, his shoulders tense, and his eyes looked like someone who had run out of hope. His name was Daniel Harris, a 35-year-old architect whose life had taken a sharp turn he never expected. He had recently lost his wife in a car accident, and the grief had nearly drowned him. Then the company he worked for downsized, and he had been let go. Tonight, he wasn't even sure what he was doing, he just needed a place to sit, to breathe, to survive the next hour. Emily noticed immediately. Not because he looked tired, but because he looked invisible, as if the world had forgotten him. She walked over with her usual bright tone. "Long day?" she asked gently. Daniel tried to smile, but his voice cracked. "Something like that." He ordered the cheapest item on the menu, just a cup of black coffee. Emily sensed the hesitation in his voice, the way he held the menu as if calculating every dollar. She went to the back counter, staring at the ticket in her hand. Something inside her whispered, "Do more." She didn't have much to give, but she could give something. Quietly, she prepared a warm turkey sandwich, added fries, and poured a fresh cup of coffee. She slipped it onto the tray and walked over. "I didn't order this," Daniel said, surprised. "No charge," she replied with a smile. "Everyone deserves a warm meal on a cold night. Just, take it. Please." For the first time in weeks, he felt seen. His eyes watered, and he turned his head so she wouldn't notice, but she did. He stayed longer than he planned, eating slowly, letting the warmth of the food reach places cold grief had claimed. Before he left, he whispered, "Thank you. You don't know what this means." Emily just smiled. "Hang in there. Things change when we least expect it." He nodded, unsure if he believed her. Days passed. Emily forgot about the encounter, she helped people all the time. It was her nature. But that night, that small moment, had planted a seed in Daniel's life. A seed that would grow into something far bigger than either of them knew. 2 weeks later, the owner of Maple Street Diner, Mr. Sullivan, announced that the diner was closing. Business was failing, bills were overdue, and the landlord wanted to sell the building. Emily felt the ground fall beneath her. This diner wasn't just her job, it was her security, her lifeline. That evening, as the staff gathered in silence, a man walked in wearing a crisp suit. Taller, healthier, and with a calm confidence. Emily blinked in surprise, it was Daniel. Except now, he wasn't lost or cold. His posture was strong, and his eyes filled with gratitude. "Emily," he said, his voice warm, "I've been looking for you." Everyone turned to stare. He explained that after her act of kindness, he had found the strength to rebuild. That night had been a turning point. He reached out to former colleagues, used his savings smartly, and within 2 weeks, he landed a position with a firm that valued his talent. His life wasn't perfect, but it was moving again. Then he said something that left the room silent. "I never forgot what you did. You gave me hope at a moment when I had none. And I want to give something back." Mr. Sullivan stepped forward, unsure what was happening. Daniel took a breath. "I've purchased the building," he announced. "And I want the diner to stay open. People need places like this, warm, human places. Emily, your kindness didn't just help me. It reminded me that the world can be good again." Emily covered her mouth in shock. Her eyes filled with tears. He continued, I want to invest in the diner. Rewrite the menu, upgrade the place, bring more people in. Anne. I want you to be part of the leadership team. You deserve more than tips and double shifts. You deserve a future. The staff burst into applause. Emily couldn't hold back the tears that rolled down her cheeks. No one has ever believed in me like this, she whispered. Daniel smiled. You believed in me first. They reopened Maple Street Diner 3 months later with brighter lights, a fresh interior, and a new sign above the counter that read, Kindness is never wasted. And people felt it the moment they walked in. Emily became a manager, later a partner. Daniel passed by often, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. Their lives stayed connected, not by fate, but by a single moment of compassion that changed the trajectory of everything that followed. In the end, Emily learned something she had always hoped was true: the smallest kindness, the quietest generosity, the simple act of seeing someone who feels invisible, it all comes back. Sometimes gently, sometimes powerfully, sometimes in a way that changes your life forever.